Holy shit, guys. Holy shit. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, what is up, guys? What is up? All right. You guys let me know if you can't hear me. Let me know. Holy shit. This is crazy. This is bad. But we can't say we didn't see this coming, actually. This is the big problem here. Guys, get into the chat right now. Get into the chat right now. We got to talk about this right now. This is bad. But everything falls apart. Everything falls apart. Okay, let me know if you guys can hear me okay. We got to talk to this. But we got to talk about this, and let's see what this means for the future of the DCEU. Crazy enough, I was just talking to DC Sun today about this because we were talking about The Witcher, and we were talking about Henry's contract and what does that mean for the DCEU. And I told him, oh man, I legitimately, I just got out of bed, guys. Like I just got out of bed because I was going to sleep and I was relaxing and just chilling, talking to my girl. And then I saw this headline and I was like, sorry, baby, gotta go to work. Like, I just literally, that's why everything is just crazy. This is crazy, guys. This is crazy. We kind of knew this was happening. A lot of people were talking about this after the Witcher announcement was made, in the fact that Cavill is picking up a long time, well, we hope a long time show on Netflix. And where does that leave him in terms of the DCEU, right? So let me go ahead and read where this is coming from, because this is legit shit. This isn't like, this is not, I want to make this really clear. Like, this is legit, serious stuff. This is coming from Henry, from the Hollywood Reporter. Okay. And I'm going to just read it to you first. Yeah. Yeah, right. So chill. I know, guys, calm down just a second. I'm going to explain everything to you. My name is Akasan, giving you the news when it happens. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we're going to talk about this because this is fuck. Henry Cavill out as Superman amid Warner Brothers DC Universe shakeup. This is an exclusive from Hollywood Reporter. So, like, this isn't some like bullshit vlog website, whatever. Here we go. Talks broke down. Oh, if you guys want the link, here, go ahead. If you want to read along with me. I wanted to give you guys some music as well, but let's just get this shit done. All right. Talks broke down for a cameo in Shazam due to scheduling conflicts, and the door is now closing on other potential appearances for the actor. Ooh. All right. The DC cinematic universe appears to be losing its Man of Steel. Henry Cavill, and by the way, can anybody, since I've never heard his name pronounced, can somebody type it out for me how it's pronounced? I don't want to keep on fucking his name up with his goodbye video from the DCEU. How do you pronounce his last name? Is it Cavill? Cavill? Let me know. All right. Cavill. Okay, Cavill. Okay, Cavill. Got it. All right. Cavill. Henry Cavill, who has played Superman in 3 films, is parting ways with Warner Brothers sources, tells the Hollywood Reporter. Though neither side is confirming, the British actor who first donned the blue suit for 2013's Man of Steel and then starred in 2016 sorry, 2013, then starred in 2016's Batman versus Superman. And last year's Justice League is said to be hanging up the red cape. Warner had been trying to enlist Cavill, sorry, Cavill, who most recently starred in Mission Impossible Fallout, which ironically I'm gonna go see that tomorrow. Finally. Tomorrow's the last day it's showing in Japan, and I really want to go see it in IMAX. So I'm gonna go watch that in about 12 hours from now. For a Superman cameo in Shazam. Wow. So they tried to get him for Shazam, which stars Zachary Levi, and will bow April 5th. Oh, okay. But contract talks between Cavill's WME reps and Warner's broke down. WME, Warner, not Warner Music Entertainment. Nah. All right. Breakdown. Okay. And the door is now closing on other potential Superman appearances. That's because the studio has shifted its focus to a Supergirl movie. Remember that? I thought they were bullshitting about that. That's why they were talking about the Supergirl movie. And everybody was like, do a fucking Superman 2 movie instead, Man of Steel 2, which will be an origin story featuring a teen superheroine. This effectively removes an actor of Cavill's age from the storyline equation, given that Superman, aka Kal-El, would be an infant according to DC lore. Huh? What the fuck are they talking about? Huh? No, that's not how it works. Supergirl comes. Sorry, let me not nerd out right now for a second. All right. Hold on, let me prove some of this shit. That's not how it works, but as anybody fucking knows who knows the story, she came over and she comes over as a teen, but it's still she's older than Clark, technically. All right. Weird. Okay, let's continue. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I would appreciate that. Okay. Furthermore, Warner's isn't likely to make a solo Superman film for at least several years, according to another source. Superman is like James Bond, and after a certain run, you have to look to new actors, says a studio source. And as such, Cavill will join Ben Affleck, who isn't expecting to reprise his role for director Matt Reeves' forthcoming Batman standalone film as a hero on the way out. Who wrote this? This is actually kind of, I don't like the way they worded this. Anyways, a Warner source says that the Shazam deal fell apart because of scheduling conflicts, and that is backed up by the fact that Cavill recently signed on to star in the Netflix series The Witcher. However, another source says that the Witcher commitment came after the Warner's impasse, suggesting a change in Warner's strategy. Okay. There's a recognition that some parts of the previous movies didn't work, says the studio insider. Another source says Warner is trying to hit a reset button with the DC universe, steering its ship slowly into another direction. I was just saying that this morning with DC Sun about the fact that the biggest problem with Henry trying to continue as Superman is that there's just too much of a stint of the bad parts of like they never really got him as we wanted to see him. Everybody likes him in the role. Everybody likes him as Superman. Just they never really got him in the right zone. Like by the time we finally get him as it, like The closest we got him as the Superman we wanted to see was in that trash ass movie Justice League. And that's the problem. You had to like, but there's still too much of what went wrong in that movie to have him continue. I still think they could have done it though. Man, I'm fucking mad. Okay. Oh, okay. And while Affleck and Cavill are segueing out, others who were seen together on screen in Justice League are carrying forward. Gal Gadot is returning for Wonder Woman 1984 to hit theaters in November 2019. Jason Momoa headlines a solo Aquaman movie this December. Yeah. All right. And Ezra Miller remains on board to star in a Flash movie, which is due to shoot in early 2019. Whatever. Can we trade? Can we fucking trade? Like seriously, I do not need that Flash movie, and can we keep Henry for that? All right. Um, fuck, man. Warner Brothers CEO Kevin Sujihata and chairman of Warner Brothers Pictures Group Toby Emmerich are looking to reinvigorate the studio's DC universe. Yeah, because they did so fucking great in the beginning. I think we need to reinvigorate the heads of the Warner Brothers here, man. Like, might I remind you, this is the same CEO who said our movies are edgier than Marvel movies, and was one of those people that tried to spearhead this whole DC versus Marvel war type of situation and tried to make it seem like suddenly the DC had like dope ass movies when they didn't even release one. They only had Man of Steel at that point. It's like, come on now. Ugh. Anyways, I need to talk to them. All right. Reinvigorate the studio's DC universe, which is still playing second fiddle to the Marvel universe in terms of box office and critical acclaim. Just 6 years ago, when The Dark Knight Rises closed out the Christopher Nolan trilogy, DC was the superhero team with the mojo. But so far, only Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman spinoff has lived up to the promise of the franchise. Yep, that is very true. What Warner's hasn't done is wipe the slate clean in one fatal swoop, something that is nigh impossible to do given the years of planning that goes into these films. When asked about the studio September 6th, an investor conference, new Warner Media CEO John Stankey said, "Hats off to Kevin and Toby and their team." Ha. But he also took a shot at DC. Some of our franchises, in particular at DC, we all think we can do better. Okay. So damn, man. I'm really disappointed because I really felt like they could softly, like, the Ben Affleck Batman thing was going to be a big problem from the beginning, trying to figure that one out. So I didn't know how they were going to fix that one. But Henry as Superman, I felt they still could have saved that one for sure. I totally felt like that one could have been saved. And all of that, honestly, there is a beautiful scene in a Shazam comic. I don't know what the name of it is called, but there's a beautiful scene where Superman and Shazam are fighting, and then Shazam starts crying and shit. And Superman doesn't realize, he's actually fighting a kid. And then when or something like that. I think there was some sort of issue, and he finds Shazam crying, and he's like pissed off at him, and then he realizes he's a kid when he transforms and shit. And the first thing Superman does is look at him and just be like, "Who did this to you? Who did this to you?" He knew it wasn't the kid's fault. And then after that, you have a great dialogue between the wizard and Superman about magic and how he needs somebody to help guide him, to help show him the way, basically. And then Clark Kent starts getting undressed in front of Billy Batson's trash ass apartment. But that's a whole nother thing. Um, so my point is that's all you really needed, man. That's all you really needed to show people, like, look, this is the Superman that we wanted. This is the Superman that we want to believe in. Not some shit fucking that shit that was BVS. Nah, man. But um yeah, but that's all you needed was a little cameo in there by Supes, by Henry doing that little cameo. And then after that, we could have had another Man of Steel movie. I still feel like that would have been the way to go. Yes, Justice League was could have been a lot better. Yeah, they fucked up his mouth. I bet you that's one of the main reasons that pissed him off. I know money was a big reason. I know money was a big reason. But um like DC Son and I were talking about this uh is the fact that that there was a contract dispute, and as a fan, I know Dante, he just um wanted Henry to just continue doing the role, go in there, get your money and be done with that, right? And but see, I was trying to explain to him from a character and an actor's point of view, it doesn't matter how in love he is with the character of playing Superman. The bigger problem is that the studio doesn't know what to do with Superman, and the studio doesn't know how to write Superman. We keep on thinking, oh, it's just as easy as just getting a good writer, but the problem is you could have the best writer in the world, but if the studio isn't on board with it and they keep on calling the shots, because in the end it's their money, they're the one putting the money up for this. And the biggest problem is you have a big difference between a studio whose only job is basically just to make money. They don't care if the movie is good, bad, whatever, as long as it makes money. Then you have writers and producers that are trying to put out what we hope the best product ever, right? Then you have clashes of what works and what doesn't work. And then you have the final outcome. And somewhere along that process, Henry signed up for Zack Snyder's vision, right? He signed up for whatever Zack Snyder was selling him. And gradually along the way, very similar to what's going on right now with James Gunn, gradually along the way, the reception, the character is just not what they wanted. And I personally, here's what I feel is, aside from the money situation, even if Henry signed on for more money, I think he's more concerned about how damaging that'll be to his career if they just keep on pumping out shitty Superman movies or shitty stories. Basically, that's the thing he's thinking about right now. He's coming off the success of Mission Impossible. I haven't seen it, but I've heard he was great in it, and he's starting to really build himself as a better actor. I've seen a lot of his other movies, wasn't really that impressed at all. But so when I saw Immortals, I'm like, ooh, he's a bit stiff. Is he really going to play Superman? But then I saw what Zack Snyder did, and I was like, yeah, okay. Now you have you have him doing the Witcher series, which he actually really likes and he's a big fan of. So, and that's him basically returning back to the TV world. And I can understand where I feel like I personally feel like he's going back to what he's more comfortable with, and he's still picking projects that he loves, but he's picking it with people that he can trust, and I think that's more important here. I think that's the biggest importance. He signed up back in 2010 or 2011 or 12. He signed up to do what Zack Snyder was pitching. And gradually that has changed. The same thing that's been going on with Ben Affleck. But Ben Affleck is a studio guy. He's a studio guy from the beginning. He's always been a studio guy. So, and he knows how to play ball. And he does whatever he's contractually obligated to do, but he's trying to find his way out as well. And I don't blame him either, because pretty much since the beginning of the DCEU, they've been constantly fucking they've been constantly retooling, revisioning. Nobody has a fucking plan over there. God damn, man, I'm so fucking pissed off about this. I'm so pissed off about this. And you know, part of me being in the business and knowing the bit like how this works is part of me also understands, because there's nobody, we often say this, they need a Kevin Feige, right? But Kevin Feige didn't just suddenly jump in there and be like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm gonna take over this shit, right? Kevin Feige and company built that shit from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Feige and company literally had almost little to no money when starting, penny pinching for everything. And they had an idea. They had an idea, but they really it could have gone as successful as Marvel is. It could have gone the opposite direction, and nobody would have given a shit. But the thing with Warner Brothers, which makes things really different, is Warner Brothers is already an established brand. They're not trying to take risk and shit. They're trying to make billion-dollar movies. They're trying to continue what Christopher Nolan was doing. And the big difference now and what's going on before is the fact that Christopher Nolan, similar to Marvel, Christopher Nolan finally Christopher Nolan was the dude to come in and bring Batman back from fucking death, bring comic book movies back and to become interesting again, right? And the moment he started having potential, and the moment The Dark Knight came out and made all that money, Warner Brothers just shut the fuck up. They're like, they're like, yeah, we would like you. You don't. I'm Christopher Nolan. You want them $1 billion? Let me continue to do what I need to do. And Warner Brothers was like, fuck. And so the biggest problem was um, Warner Brothers was seeing what Marvel was doing, but at the same time, they were making $1 billion every time a Batman movie would drop. So they couldn't really say anything to Christopher Nolan, right? Even though Christian Bale was signed up for an optional Batman versus Superman movie. And that's the big problem that Warner was already having. But being a business type person, being business, again, you got to remember, studios don't give a shit about fans. They care about who's buying the movies, right? Like, legitimately, that came out from a conference the other day where they were like, they don't even care about the North American fans. They're just like, most of the money they make is overseas, where most people can't even understand English. That is a legitimate leaked conversation that came out of either Sony or Warner Brothers. I don't remember. And it makes sense. It totally makes sense. They don't care. Look at Transformers. Now, here's the biggest problem. Or So here's the thing is when The Dark Knight Rises, even before The Dark Knight Rises was coming out, even before The Dark Knight Rises came out, they were already looking for Batman. They were already looking how to expand their universe after Man of Steel. Zack Snyder wanted to do Man of Steel 2. He said this is on record. It's going to be hard to find now, but Zack Snyder said he wanted to do Man of Steel 2 after the first one. But the studio really pushed him to put in Batman, and then they eventually had to end up doing Batman v Superman. But he was like, okay, whatever. You know, Zack Snyder's always been a faithful studio guy. So then he was like, fine, if we're gonna do Batman, then I'm gonna go to my Frank Miller references and start doing something similar to Dark Knight Returns. And that's how we got Batman v Superman. So from the beginning, the moment Nolan's trilogy ended, it was already the beginning of the end for the DCEU because Warner was didn't really care. They didn't care about just letting, because to be fair, for the studio, Sucker Punch, Zack Snyder's one of Zack Snyder's films. Sucker Punch disappointed. Man of Steel was lukewarm reception, didn't really make the money they were hoping for. And so I understand in some case why Warner Brothers was like, yo, Snyder, shut the fuck up. We need Batman to save our ass so we can keep on making these billion-dollar movies. So I understand why they threw Batman in. I didn't agree with it, or the direction they were going with. And I didn't, as you guys already know, I didn't agree with Zack Snyder's choice, his style of how he wanted to do Batman. I think they would have been better off just doing a legit clone of a younger Batman and just starting with a young Batman. But whatever. So here we are today. This is where we're at now. And it's disappointing, guys. It's really disappointing because this is indeed, I do feel that Henry is one of the better looking Supermans we have ever had, and I think that we ever will have in a long time. It is really hard to find somebody with that sort of physique that can do a fairly decent job of acting. I mean, we can do the Marvel, we can try to get somebody in there, do the Marvel diet and everything. But if you look at, for example, Shazam and Superman in the movie version of it, that's for the most part, dude, that is all Henry. That is all him. That is a nice body. That dude literally looks like fucking God, a Superman and shit. But you know, no disrespect to Zachary, but you know, that suit's pretty padded. I don't care what they're saying. That suit is padded. The Batman suit is padded too. It's molded from an actual bodybuilder who has gone on record and he said, you know, yeah, Ben Affleck is there, but that's a padded suit. They sculpted his body for the Batman suit. Anyways, rip DCEU. I don't know, man. This is bad, man. This is pretty bad. I really wish that but I think personally, I think what it really comes down to, my friends, is I think money was one thing, but I think it more or less was just he had no faith in the direction Warner Brothers was going. And I understand. I understand. They can't even get their Batman movies set up right. You know what I'm saying? They can't even get they can't even get Batman going right now. Fuck. Who knows what they're going to be doing with Superman. So I compare this a lot to the Batista situation. Batista, Drax, and the James Gunn situation. He's like, why do I even want to work for this company? Because they don't really know what they're doing. Now Guardians of the Galaxy is indefinitely postponed indefinitely. So people are just going to be sitting on their hands. working actors got to work, man. They can't sit around just so they can play our favorite characters. So I get it. I get it, man. I see a lot of you guys are saying you're just fucking done with the universe. You don't care anymore. I completely understand your feeling about this. Uh, exactly. So King of Kings is saying, I'd leave too if I can't get my own sequels going, but use me for cameos. Nah, I'm out. You know, I think that's the biggest that's the biggest problem here. Uh, it's disappointing because I do feel that he physically and on paper and like on camera, he's the best looking Superman we've ever had. Uh, and it's just a shame that we never got to do anything right with them. So, all right, guys. I mean, DCEU is worse than the Universal Monsters universe. Guys, I want to know, you guys tell me, with this news that you're hearing right now, yes or no, are you going to continue supporting the upcoming DC World movies? Yes, no, or maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Just let me know. Are you guys going to continue? Let me know in the chat. We got Shazam coming up. I'm actually more pissed off about Shazam right now because I really was only going to tune into that movie if Superman had a cameo in there. Yeah. Somebody in Wheel World's like, fuck, no! He got all Caesar on this shit. No, no, right? Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Shazam, you gonna still support it? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Shazam. Let's try that first. Yes. Yes. Okay, we got yes. We got a few maybes. Okay. We got a maybe, a maybe. We got a no, hell no. Okay. So Shazam, we're getting mixed. Okay, we're not bad. We're not bad. Not bad. Okay. Here's the next one. Aquaman coming out in December. Are you going to support that with the news we just heard now? Aquaman. Yes, no, maybe. For me, I'm still going to support Aquaman. Good. Okay. See, we got a lot more yeses. Okay. So for Aquaman, we got a lot more yeses. I think the Shazam thing and the fact that he was supposed to have a cameo, I think, hell yes, then I'm done. Damn. Now, here's the big question I want to ask you guys. I want to ask you guys about Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman 84. Yes, no, maybe. Are you supporting this movie? It's still technically part of it. Yes, no, maybe. Yes, of course. I see a lot of yeses here, as I figured. Yeah, I figured most of you guys would be still supporting Wonder Woman. Okay. But only if Galdo stays. Catch it on 4K. Only if there's nudity. Shut the fuck, Richard. All right. Lastly, the Flash movie, based upon where we're at right now. Yes, no, maybe. I'm indifferent for the Flash. I prefer them not to make the movie. He said, LOL, fuck no. My Discord is public. It's around. Yes, but it's gonna be fucked up. Yeah. Man, guys, I don't know. I don't know what to say at this point. You know, it'd be dope. You know, it'd be fucking dope if Henry is going back to TV. you know what I would love? I would love for that fool to somehow Barry Allen, our CW Barry Allen, fucks up the time again. We get another version of Flashpoint, and then we see Henry just cameo in the Flash one day. Or Legends of Tomorrow. I would love to see that shit, man. If he really has no fucks to give anymore, and he's like, fuck it, I'll put the suit on one more time. And we actually see Henry in the CW universe just for a little while. I'd love that shit, dude. I'd love that shit. You think Henry is gonna go to Marvel? What would he play? The Sentry or some shit like that, right? Or Hyperion, right? All right, guys, that's it. I talked quite a lot here, and it's disappointing. I know, but let me let me see if there's anything more about what's going because Ultra Sergeant says, WB, please sell DC Comics. You don't deserve the property. Yep. Armin from comic book, whatever. He says a 1 week ago, comic book cast. Sorry, I shouldn't say whatever. 1 week ago, I told you all this, and it was clickbait. Okay. Well, even Grace was saying that. Adam Havok, good friend from it. Adam Havok says, Henry was someone I had been rooting for to play Superman since 2003. If this is true, I am very sad, and that this incredibly talented actor won't get to continue on as the Man of Steel. I really don't understand what is going on with the DC films. Nobody does, my friend. Nobody does. Oh, man. Pagey, big Flash viewer, Pagey says, well, time for the Flash movie to incorporate some time travel just to fuck the timeline up nice and good. Wow, a lot of people are saying, yeah, Henry as Captain Britain. I mean, they could do it, but oh my god. Hold on, guys. I gotta show you. It doesn't work if I don't show you the picture. Superhero Poll is so fucking pissed. And he writes, hold on. I gotta find it for you because unless you see the photo, it's just too funny. Hold on. Oh fuck. He is fucking mad, dude. He is fucking mad. He said, superhero poll says, thanks, Warner Brothers, for this last memory of a great Man of Steel. So sad to see you go. Treated unfairly is an understatement. This is the last image we'll remember. And you know he was mad. He was legit mad about this. Seriously, guys, this is the last image. This is what we're always going to remember him as. Oh, man. Oh, shit. I scratched myself somehow. I'm bleeding now. Wow. All right. Well, that's it, guys. For the replay, guys, stand up, speak up. Let me know below what you guys think. It's disappointing, and thank you for everybody that tuned in today. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed the news. Normally, your boy, me, Akasan, I do comic book news every Thursday. Tomorrow, I'm going all that for a drop of blood. Stop. I do comic book news every week, where you guys can call in and give your opinions. If I get enough rest tonight, I'll wake up in the morning and we can do one more show, basically. and you guys can call in and talk to me what your thoughts are on this. This is big news, but unfortunately, with the time zone, I can't take calls right now. It's 12 a.m. right now over here in Japan, but I would love to talk to you in the future. Take care of yourselves, guys. It's sad news, man. It's really sad news. Part of me really hopes that we wake up in the morning and we get an official statement saying, "No, that's fucking bullshit," right? Like let uh yeah. Ha, wait, really? Did I talk about this before? I'm looking on Twitter right now, and it said somebody replied to Grace Randolph. Um, thought it was a joke a few weeks ago when Akasan posted it, but I guess it's true. I personally didn't care for it. Yeah, yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Savior. I appreciate that. I guess I did talk about it a while back. Oh man, I'm so disappointed, man, because I liked him a lot more than I liked Ben Affleck playing Batman. I just felt like he didn't have the right situation. And guys, in every dark clouds, there's a silver lining. So take care of yourselves, guys, and we'll talk maybe in the morning or so. We'll definitely be talking about this a lot more. Okay. Take care. I'm gonna get on out of here, okay? And if you're at New York Comic Con, come on by. I'll talk to you then. Peace, y'all. Make sure to subscribe for more. I would appreciate it. Peace. Rest in peace, our man of steel. And we always live. May his last image of this fucked up CG when I see Mission Impossible live in infamy. How do I say goodbye to what we had?